Okay. Welcome to our first rapid fire team call. We're so excited to have you guys on the call tonight. So this is a new format, something new we're trying out. A couple leaders on the team and I came up with this fun idea to try something a little different and do calls that have lots of information, but from lots of different people, because there's not one right way to be a coach, right? There's so many cool things that you can do in this business. So I am not going to do a huge introduction because we have some really exciting people on the call tonight that have a lot of good stuff to share with you. So the format is going to be very simple. It's very much like a TED Talk, if any of you guys have seen those or seen the way that those are run. It's going to be 5 people. Each person gets 5 minutes, and they're going to fire you guys up and get you excited about this business. If we have any guests on the call tonight, I want to go ahead and personally welcome you. We are so excited to have you on our call tonight, and this will give you a great taste of what Beachbody coaching is, inspiration, personal development, just kind of a great call to get us all in one place for information and sharing everything that we do as coaches. So I am going to go ahead and jump right in. Let me look at my little schedule here. They all know what order they're in, but I need to keep myself organized. So we're going to jump in. We're going to have 5 speakers, 5 minutes each, and then as soon as Tina wraps up, she's going to be our last speaker, we're going to open it up to question and answer. So if you guys have any questions for the group, for each other, we're going to share that information with each other, and then we'll wrap up with something that I have that'll leave you guys going off on motivational and inspirational fire. So let's go ahead and get started. All of the people that are speaking tonight, you guys can actually unmute yourselves, so we'll do it that way. And we'll go ahead and jump right in. So our first speaker, and what we'll do is I'll introduce each one of you so that it keeps things organized. So our first speaker is none other than Diamond Coach Emily Burns. She is known for her amazing YouTube videos and her amazing Healthy4Lyfe team. So I'm just going to go ahead and let her jump right in.
All right, so I hit my timer because everybody knows that that's all I do is I ramble when I get on videos. So I honestly just wanted to talk to you guys about personal development and tell you a little bit how it's been changing my life. So I started this year, and our upline, as everybody knows, is Scotty Hobbs. I guess upline, whatever, you know what I mean. So he's our upline, and he always talks about reading 52 books in a year. So I decided that this year I am going to do that, and I'm going to read 52 books in a year. And it's going to be 1 a week, and I can do it because I'm a full-time coach. So I decided to do that, and I had some awesome girls join me in this, and just the accountability of being able to do this with others is amazing. So I just wanted to share, I have a list here of what I've read, and just a little bit how it's changed my life. Like last year, I was so spotty with reading personal development. I would read 5 minutes, and then I'd be like, all right, I'm good for about 2 weeks, and then I'd be like, okay, I'm going to read again, and I'd finish a book maybe once a month, and I'd say, oh yeah, I did my PD, but I really didn't. And I wanted to focus this year on changing myself, and by changing myself as a leader and as a better wife, by reading personal development. So that's pretty much what's changing my life. So I know a lot of people like to read, and I know a lot of people like to read like 50 Shades of Grey, aka Chelsea, and just, you know, different fun books, and that's great. But have you ever thought about reading books that are actually going to change you and actually going to change your thinking and your marriage? I honestly just want to throw this in there because this is a book I'm reading, and I'm about halfway through. It's called The First 5 Years. It's about marriage, and I really want to grow my marriage with my husband and be a better wife. So by me reading these books and growing my faith and following God, it's going to grow my husband and I's marriage. So that's a reason why I really want to focus on personal development. And I know a lot of people don't really think about growing yourself by reading, but it's honestly changed me, and I don't know if anybody can tell that it's changed me or not, but I feel like it has. But it's such an important thing in this business, and it's only 10 minutes a day. And whenever you really sit down and you read 10 minutes a day, that's it for one day. You start getting more interested, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to make it 30 minutes today, or I'm going to make it an hour today. And that's where you're going to grow, and that's where your business is going to grow, and that's where your leaders are going to grow. So I want you to sit down and think about some things that you want to learn about or that you want to change about yourself, and just grow from that, and pick books that are fitting for you. Faith-based books, marriage books are very interesting to me, just because I love the Lord and I love my marriage. So obviously there are things that I'm going to read about. Also leadership, being a better leader. I have read probably 4 books of leadership this year, and I feel like having me read that and pushing it onto my team is helping them become better leaders as well. So I'm probably not at 5 minutes, Jenna, but I feel like I talked really fast. So
I love it. And you weren't at 5 minutes. That's impressive. I know you could go for days. What do you feel like has been your most influential book other than the one you're reading right now so far this year?
Developing the Leaders Around You by John C. Maxwell. That was a very good book. It's a little time consuming, like it seems very long, but it's a very good book.
All right, so that's your cue, everyone, to write that down. Because Emily's business is one of the biggest downlines we have in our team right now, and that's what you want to do. You want to copy the behavior of people that have what you want so that you can have it too. So that's another great reason we're doing this call in this format tonight, so that you can learn from a couple of the different leaders on our team and get some ideas and maybe freshen up your business a little bit. So thank you so much, Em. Greatly appreciated. All right, our next coach up, and I just I love her to death, because she was like gonna do the call, and then she had something going on, and then she was not gonna do the call, and she decided to put all of her excuses aside and stepped up tonight. And I want to give you guys a shout out and an introduction to Miss Ann Greenwood. She's a diamond coach on our team, and she has had an amazing journey in this business. So Ann, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to you.
Hi guys. So if I get emotional, I'm going to go ahead and apologize now, because like Jenna said, it's been a really rough week, and I know it's only been Tuesday, but it's been a really trying and emotional week for me. And when I sat and thought that I couldn't do the call tonight, I stepped back and thought, why would I do that? Because Beachbody has done so much for me, and like surrounding myself with the people that support me is what I realized I needed to do. So that's basically what I want to talk about tonight in my quick 5 minutes, because like Emily, I sometimes ramble as well. So I may try to talk really quick too. But the one thing that I've learned on my journey is the consistency that Beachbody has provided for me. And I've made an amazing support team through deciding to get healthy. A lot of the people that I have in my life now, I would call my best friends, and they're because of Beachbody. People that were in my life before haven't necessarily been there to support me, and I know a lot of you are probably experiencing that same thing. And what I'm going to say is reach out to the people that are there for you and are consistent for you. And in this journey that you'll be on is really going to help you realize those people. And I'm going to forewarn you, some people aren't going to be there that are supposed to be there. But when you step back and look at it, you realize that that's okay, because the people that are here are the ones that are supposed to be here. And I'm completely grateful and happy for where my journey's taken me with the people in my life. Do I miss some of the people? Yeah, but the people that I have now, I mean, they motivate me, they encourage me, they lift me up. If I'm in crisis, I can call somebody in the middle of the day when I'm working and say, hey, can you Zoom with me real quick? And that's what I get. And I may not be a full-time Beachbody coach, but you know, the potential is there for me if I want to do it. And at the end of the day, my full-time job is stressful, my life is stressful, but this is one thing that I've realized doesn't have to be stressful. And I just need to help you guys realize, don't ever let this be a stressful aspect of your life, because it should be fun. And it is fun. And that's why I wanted to speak tonight, because I've let other things always come in the way of Beachbody because it's scary. this is something that is fun and can really change your life if you let it, and if you don't let yourself get in your own way. So I would encourage you just to be consistent with who you are and with your journey. Realize that some people are going to come and go out of your life, and the people that are supposed to be here are the people that God wants in your life. And God has you on your specific journey that you're supposed to be on. If you can't tell, like Emily, I'm very spiritually based, and based around the fact that God has me on the path that I'm supposed to be. So that's kind of what I was shooting for tonight. I had totally different intentions on what I was going to speak about. And again, with life happening, I prayed about it and said, just help me figure out what I'm supposed to say tonight to these people. So consistency, utilize your supports, and just be you and show your journey. And if you have a bad day, it's totally okay. And you're human, and it's fine. You just move on, but don't ever let Beachbody not be there for you, because this is the one thing that's always going to be consistent, and it's always going to be there to support you and uplift you. And I can't say enough great things about the people that I've gotten on this journey. So thank you.
Thanks, Anne. It made me laugh when you were like, this is like your fun job and this should not be stressful. Like, I would like to share with you guys, I'm sitting here enjoying my Smittix, my St. Patrick's Day brew. My husband is downstairs enjoying his, so it's kind of like a date, but not really, because it's our fun job. Like, what other job do you get to just sit back, relax, hang out with your friends, and help people? Like, it's such a nice, laid-back tone, and you get to set that for yourself and do what it is that you want to do that makes you happy. And it is the Fit family. That is definitely the added bonus to this business. I don't know any other business or organization that is as tight-knit and as family-oriented as we are. So thank you, Annie. I appreciate that. All right, next up, and she's just been sitting there smiling so nice and looking so pretty like she always does. We have another diamond coach on our team that is going to share some awesome stuff with you. Tammy has had such a fun journey, and I've really enjoyed watching it, and she is going to give you all sorts of good stuff because everything she says is awesome. So go ahead, Tammy, it's all you.
Wow, thanks for that awesome intro, Jenna. And thanks for asking me to speak on the call. For those of you guys who don't know me or how long I have been on my Beachbody journey, I started in May of 2013 with the Ultimate Reset. And I started as a discount coach, like so many of us did, with no intentions on being an active coach. Get that light back from the computer. But with the incredible results that I had, there was no possible way that I was not going to want to share, specifically the Ultimate Reset. But I also realized that if I had such great results with the Ultimate Reset, there must be something to all these other Beachbody programs and products, and that I knew that I would also want to share those with other people. So I quickly went from being a discount coach, I think maybe retail, and didn't even really realize when I really wanted to build a business. It just kind of started happening. But I knew that I wanted to do it. And for me, it was a natural progression because health and fitness is in my background. It's definitely not something that's required, absolutely not required. So I think for someone like myself who has that health and fitness background, it might be even a little bit more challenging to convince people that don't have that background that they don't need it to succeed as a Beachbody coach. So I always, Jenna, if you could just know how many times I bring up your name when I'm talking to people about Beachbody, because those of you guys who don't know, I taught Jenna dance when she was just a little tyke. And so for that to be how we know each other, that I was an adult teaching her, and she is my Beachbody coach and my mentor in this business, and doing absolutely wonderful in the business with no business background, with no health and fitness background. That really just goes to show that people don't need to have the background that I have in order to succeed in this business. And there are other people who are on our team that are doing better than I am that also don't have that background. So what I think that we need to be most is what this call is supposed to be about. We are supposed to be inspiration. We are supposed to inspire people. And the definition of inspiring people is to get them to do something or to create something. And it may be something that deep down inside that they wanted to do, or, you know, something that they didn't want to do initially. But it's our job to inspire people. So as we go along this journey, and, you know, we all have our ups and downs with our coaching business. But as we go along this journey, during the downs, I think I like to reflect on what it is I'm doing in my business and how much am I inspiring people. I get messages sometimes when people are like, oh, you're such an inspiration. And when I'm getting those messages, I know that I'm doing my job, because that's really what we are as Beachbody coaches, is we are people who are here to inspire other people to change their lives for the better, to get healthier, to live longer, to live happier and more fulfilling lives. So I also, like, you know, like Emily and Ann have been doing a lot of personal development. It's not something that I jumped on the bandwagon with initially. You know, Beachbody is really the first network marketing business that I've ever really applied myself to. I've joined a couple just to help out some relatives and stuff like that, but I've never had any, just no desire to work a network marketing business. So this is the first, which is saying a lot about this company. And I also had absolutely no desire to do things like personal development until I really wanted to grow the business. And when I wanted to grow my business, it was something that I realized was really important to me. And I can start to quote a lot of the different things that I've read. You know, you need to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. And what you become is far more important than what you get. Your income rarely exceeds your personal development. You know, I can go on and on with these kind of quotes that I've gotten from personal development, but growing ourselves is going to help us be an inspiration to other people. There's my 5 minutes, but I'm going to leave you with one quote. Jenna's like, oh, I can take up some other people's time, right? That didn't use all their 5 minutes. I'm going to leave you with this. When I lost my mother to breast cancer when I was 21 years old, I can tell you that I lost a lot of faith, because I had faith that he would pull my mom through that. And when you come up being taught that God is in charge of everything, and you have that faith that, you know what, my mom's going to be okay because God's in charge of everything, so he'll pull her through this, and then it doesn't happen, where, you know, how do you continue to believe? So I am not one of those coaches who is extremely faith-based. I still feel like I am spiritual, but not as faith-based. So one of the books, if you can see that, is Breakout by Joel Osteen. And I will admit to you that when I first opened this book and started reading, that it did bring tears to my eyes, because I felt like I had really, I literally have lost my faith. Not necessarily my connection, not my spirituality, but my faith. And I'm going to leave you with this, because I feel like we should all truly believe this about ourselves. You were not created to just get by with an average, unrewarding, or unfulfilling life. God created you to leave your mark on this generation. You have gifts and talents that you have not tapped into. So if you are not where you want to be with your Beachbody business yet, just keep in mind that you have some untapped gifts and that you are here to inspire other people. Find your untapped gifts, share them with everybody. You know, stop worrying about so much of sharing all Beachbody, 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 and share all of your gifts with people. And I promise you that you will start to inspire people. And then as long as you're slipping those Beachbody posts in, because it's what you're doing, not what you're selling, then people will start to reach out to you and your business will grow and you will be that inspiration that we all aspire to be. That's it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And that's like another cool thing about this business is like, it doesn't matter if you're faith-based or not. It can help grow that for you, but it doesn't matter. Everyone succeeds differently, and I think that quote was fantastic. And there's so many things that you guys can accomplish and achieve. You just have to actually truly believe that you can do it, and that's what we're here for. We're here to be that voice that says, you know what, whatever it is that you want to achieve today, or tomorrow, or 20 years from now, you can do that with this business. And it doesn't have to be building a gym. It could be going and doing something fun, traveling the world, whatever it is. Like, this business can be the outlet that gets you there. So thank you so much for that, Tammy. I really appreciate it. Okay, who's next? All right. So next up on our list is the lovely diamond coach, Miss Lindsey. And she's looking around. I'm wondering if there's like kids and stuff going on. Yes, there is. So we'll give her just a second to get that squared away. She is hands down like one of the busiest women that I absolutely know. And she will tell you in her story that she decided to go get her doctorate because she was bored. So she's a little crazy, but a little fun. And I'm going to go ahead maybe, and oh, yep, she's going to have a little one with her. All right, Lindsey, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Knows when Tuesday nights happen. Hey, guys, I am Lindsey, like Jenna said, and I was bored 2.5 years ago, so decided to go back to school. And then after I had my second child in 2013, is when I decided to start Beachbody products. But fast forward, I became a coach last March. And the biggest thing that I'm going to talk about is confronting your fears. And I think the biggest thing is putting yourself out there, which is so difficult for so many of us, especially when, we're on social media and we're sharing our story and we're talking about things that, I don't know, make us vulnerable or a little uncomfortable with the whole world knowing. But what I have learned from doing that is that people, they're really accepting and they actually care and can relate. And I'm just going to, share briefly. Several months ago, hold on, I'm sorry. Several months ago, I shared some stuff. Hold on. Okay. She's gone. Sorry. But I shared kind of my story on why I decided, to do Beachbody, and the amount of people that reached out to me about, thank you for sharing that. And, it relates to me. It's always been a struggle for me. And for those of you who don't know, I've always been extremely underweight, and the things that people have said and the trouble that I've gone through to try to get rid of that image. It's been very difficult, and people saying things such as, go eat a cheeseburger, or why are you working out? And, and my point of saying that is, share your story, be vulnerable, reach out to people because they need to hear that from you. And people are just waiting around, to see what is next and what you're going to post next and, what's going on in your life. So be relatable, be vulnerable. Post on social media and reach out to people that maybe you haven't talked to in, 5-10 years. It has helped me be successful in this business, but also it's helped me form relationships that I would have never formed and, meet people that I would have never met otherwise. So aside from all the screaming from my child, which I apologize for, I just want you to take away that, the only thing that matters is yourself, and you have to be comfortable with yourself and what you're doing. It does not matter what anyone around you thinks about you. And like Ann said, at the end of the day, the people who care about you most and are, accepting of what you're doing, they're going to be there. And the ones that really don't matter anyways, who aren't interested, they're going to be the ones that, are in your past, and they're in your past for a reason. So I'm going to leave us with that. And I'm reading, the PD that I'm reading is Never Give Up. So that relates to exactly what I'm talking about. So that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Lindsey. I love that, and usually on our calls, and it's not just Lindsey, it's anyone, most of the coaches on this call, that usually there's a kid or a dog or a cat or a spouse. There's usually always somebody that likes to pop in and they're like, wait a minute, look at all those people. And they don't realize like they can be seen. Like my brother, for example, the other day. So it's just a cool thing because, this business can involve everyone and everything. So that keeps it fun and interesting too. And I want to touch on real quick before I introduce our last speaker, the people that are not there or that you think are going to be there and aren't, like, I've been doing this the longest on this call. So I can tell you after 3 years of doing this that the people that defriended me and blocked me and disappeared from my life 3 years ago are all customers in my life today. So just keep in mind that we put something in front of people that they're not always ready for yet. And by us taking care of ourselves, it reminds a lot of other people that there's things that they want to change, but they're not committed yet to do that themselves. And it's a very insecure thing for a lot of people. So just keep in mind that love people where they are, meet people where they're at, and to just keep moving forward with what you're doing because you're going to inspire other people. And it's just a matter of time for those people to, I guess, for you to harvest those seeds that you've planted with those people. And it could take 3 months and it could take 3 years. But I can assure you, after going through this and going through that rejection stage, all by myself before you guys were all here, it does get easier and it does get better, and you get to help a lot more people than you even realize. So that is me rambling on that topic. The next speaker we have on our call tonight, she is actually a stand-in, and she is a fabulous, fabulous stand-in herself. Tonight we had a coach that was not feeling well, so at the very last minute, the lovely Tina Fraley decided to jump in and help us out with this spot, and she has an amazing story herself, so I knew that she would bring a lot of awesomeness to the call tonight. So she is a lifetime diamond coach and is going to be sharing some awesome stuff with you guys too. So I'll go ahead and turn you over, Tina.
It was on the bottom of the screen, sorry. Hello, I actually have, everyone usually talks about how they found Beachbody, but the way I like to look at it is Beachbody found me. I was taking a class online with a friend who was already doing a program, and she told me about Shakeology, and I wanted to try it, and I was hooked within the first week. I fell in love with the products, and I was already doing the programs, and it was changing my life. I was losing weight and gaining myself, being more fulfilled in my own life. I've lost a total of 140 pounds since I've started all of this. So that has been a phenomenal part of my Beachbody journey. And it's just helped me to be a stronger woman and find my voice in this world. We talk about the Fit family and how it's such a core piece to all of this, and it's definitely been that for me. I have grown so close to so many people in this group and can truly call them best friends and feel like I have a family that I can always turn to with anything. I've really been able to take this home and integrate it as a part of my own life. And I'm a mom of 7. I'm a graduate student. I'm finishing my internship, so I'm busy too. But this is really my life. This is what I do full time, and I had to figure out a way to just share it with everyone I meet and everywhere I go, because people deserve to know that they can have this in their life, that they can be inspirational and motivated at the same time. I decided to become a full-time coach so that I could share this amazing opportunity with everyone that I meet. I'm more involved in my own life as a mom, as a wife. It's changed my marriage incredibly. My husband and I both struggled with our weight our whole lives. So he's watched me go through an amazing transformation. And at different times it's gotten rough because it's definitely a transitional period when you go through this kind of stuff. But we've been able to learn how to support each other through health and fitness. And through that process, we've learned how to be better parents and better spouses to each other. My kids have gotten involved in this completely gung-ho. My oldest two boys love doing the programs, and my 16-year-old was actually part of the motivation for me to do this to begin with, because he struggled with weight, and a lot, if not all, of the emotional eating patterns that he had developed, he got from me. And I know that it was a Pop-Tart that kind of helped me figure out what was going on. I saw him doing exactly what I did after dinner one night, and that was kind of aimlessly wandering for food. So we both struggled with food as an issue, and Beachbody and the different exercise programs that have such a huge background with food and nutrition helped me to help my son, who wound up doing T25 and losing 38 pounds with that program. So it's been life-altering for all of us. Being a mom of 7 kids is definitely not an easy thing, but being a mom and being a coach has been something that's been worthwhile, and I will never, ever regret it. And I know that it's what changed my life, and I know it's what's making my life propel forward. So on that, I will end with, it's never too late to be what you might have been. And that's something that this Fit family is helping me to constantly see every day, that I don't have to give up my dreams. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Tina. And thank you for doing this last minute and jumping right in. Like, you see, you don't need to plan. Like, this is our life. Like, it's easy to talk about because we do it all the time, and it's just another thing, you know? So now I want to give you guys a chance. If there's anyone that has any questions for any particular coach or any of the speakers tonight, or just questions in general, I want to open the floor up to that before I wrap up our call. You guys can unmute yourselves at this point. So if you do have a question, feel free to unmute and jump in, and we will help you out and get you an answer. We'll just leave the floor open for a minute. Don't be scared. It's okay if we can see your face. It's good. That's a good thing. Do we have any guests on the call tonight that have any questions? Wow, you guys, you know it all. You're good. Okay, well, then I will go ahead and wrap up. I have 2 things that I want to cover really quickly. I want you guys that have a piece of paper and a pen ready to write down some things. I want to give you guys the 8 qualities of a winner, and I want you guys to focus on these things, because every one of you is a winner on this team, and you are doing great things in your business, and you're changing lives. So I want you to write these things down. So, okay, number 1, keep your vision in front of you. That's it. That's all that's number 1. I want you to keep your vision in front of you, because if you dare to dream big dreams, you're going to achieve anything that you want. But you have to dare to do that. And the only way that you can achieve what you want is by seeing it. Put it on the wall, put it on a mirror, write it down. You don't have to create a vision board. Maybe that's not ideal for you. Maybe that doesn't work for you. But if you don't see your goals and you don't see what you want to achieve daily, it's really easy to put it on the back burner, because it's not right in front of you. And sometimes that's how Beachbody works with people. They get really busy, and they're like, yeah, well, you know what? I didn't get to Beachbody today, but that's okay, because it's not as important. But in 3 months, when your business is doing nothing, because it's a direct reflection of what you've done, you're going to wish you put it in front of you and that you prioritized it. I can promise you. So, number 2, run your race. This is where I'm going to do a shameless plug for the Summit Winter Retreat with our upline team, because we had the pleasure this past December of having a Beachbody corporate rep, Arnold Nakaha, and I know I didn't say that right. He joined us as a guest speaker for our retreat and shared a great story about climbing a mountain. And it was a true story about him and some of the other corporate execs. And he talked about putting blinders on and not looking at what other people are doing. I want you guys to focus on running your own race, because it's really easy to compare yourself to other coaches on this team. Well, she signed up after me, and she's doing better than me, and she's making more money than me, and she's always signing coaches, and my business isn't growing that fast, and what am I doing wrong, right? Like, I know everyone on this call that's a coach has thought at least one of those things at one point in time, because I did. So run your own race. I want you guys to focus on your unique course and your goals, okay? Number 3, expect good things. I mean, I feel like maybe that doesn't need a lot of explaining. Expect good things. It's that simple. Anticipate the great opportunities are going to happen to you, and they will. I mean, it's the law of attraction. Think about what you want. It's going to happen. I'm not going to go into the secret because I think that's a little dramatic, but if you're thinking good things and you're staying positive and you're staying focused, that's what's going to happen in your life. Number 4, have a positive mindset. I was listening to Joyce Meyer PD this morning in the car, and she's like, I didn't wake up today all happy, joy. She's like, I woke up today, I had a hurt back because I slept on a bed that I haven't been in before, and I had a headache, and I didn't want to necessarily come and preach to you people today, but I changed my mindset, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to have the job that I am. So it's mindset. It's really important. If you take control of your thoughts and attitudes, you can control everything. Number 5, commit to excellence. Do your best and maintain high standards. It's very simple. Do this for yourself, and this isn't just Beachbody, guys. This is your life, like every aspect of your life. If you are giving everything that you've got and doing the best that you can, you're going to have a great life, and it's going to be because you designed it that way. Number 6, keep growing. Everyone that spoke on this call tonight at some point or another talked about personal development. There's a reason that they did that, and there's a reason that they're the leaders on our team. Personal development is important, and it's really easy to put on the back burner. I'm so guilty of this because reading a book is not something I did since like college. So it took a little while to get back into that routine, but the better you are for yourself, the better you are to help other people that need to get there. So make sure that you are committing to excellence and growing yourself. Number 6 was keep growing. And that was just being proactive, being intentional, and building on the gifts that you have. That was a good touch on Tammy's speech this evening. And number 7 is serve others. Invest yourself in others. I posted a thing on Facebook today about the best workout being for your heart being reaching down and lifting somebody else up. Bingo. That's exactly how your life gets better. The more that you help people, the more that your life turns into what you want it to turn into. And number 8, stay passionate. That's not to say that you're not going to have bad days in this business, because you're gonna. And the business, like, I don't know, March, April, November, these are all months that are slow in this business, like slow. So I want you guys to have plans for that. You're not going to be 120% every day of this business and live, breathe, and everything Beachbody. That's okay. You're human. When you need to refill your cup, get that PD out. Call a coach. Go have coffee. Do what you need to do to stay passionate about what you're doing with changing lives and growing your business. Light the fire within and approach life with enthusiasm. Okay, so those are your 8 qualities of a winner. If you would like to learn more about them, you can get them out of this lovely book. Joel Osteen, you can and you will. Fantastic. And last but not least, I'm going to wrap up with something that our CEO posted on his Facebook page today, because it got me excited, and I know that it'll leave you guys with some excitement and some fire for this business. So for those of you that don't know, our CEO is Carl Deichler, and he might be the coolest CEO on the planet. So if you haven't friended him on Facebook or stalked him, you should probably do that, because he's pretty amazing. So, okay. Who wants to run today? Through your frustration, stagnation, desires, disappointment, and fears, we're going to do it anyway. Messy, over the speed limit, raising some eyebrows, rubbing some people the wrong way, but we got a mission. The mission isn't to be comfortable and safe. The mission is to disrupt the state of health and fitness, to no longer be ruled by excuses and old habits. A shake dense with nutrition? Yeah, and it's totally worth it. The daily workout that pushes you past your limits? Yep, it's really hard, and it's totally worth it. We are building a disruptive business because we are committed to deliver results. A lot of people say it. We do it. No, not perfect. Plenty of mistakes and apologies along the way. But nobody outworks us. Nobody takes more chances, and I bet nobody is changing more lives. But it doesn't happen standing still and thinking about it. Let's run today. Man, I read that today and I was like, oh, I was like, that has to be read on the call tonight. It gives me goosebumps. We have somebody that is so passionate about what we're doing as Beachbody coaches. And if, I want all of us to have that same excitement and that same passion that he has, because it's very, very attractive. So I wanted to give you guys a shout out for having an awesome month so far and challenge you guys to be better than you are and to be remarkable, because you are. And that is what I'm going to leave you with. So I appreciate you guys jumping on our rapid fire call. Thank you to all of our coaches that spoke tonight. If you were on this call, I was totally eyeing you up for our next rapid fire call. So lucky you guys. And I can see who's making eye contact right now and who's not. So don't be afraid to get a message from me asking you to jump on the call. It is the first and third Tuesdays of the month. So we'll have another one, it looks like, next month. So have a great night, guys. And if you guys need anything at all, please let me know. Take care, guys.